All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word and truth and sincerity. And we're the brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another live lesson. And the Lord's will is edifying, and we're just gonna roll in the spirit, man, and speak on the prophecy. You see what's all going down. A bunch of things is happening with the economy. They just keep pumping money up, money out, and talking about infrastructure, trillions of dollars, and just gonna give you the next round of stimulus check. So they're just pumping the money out, and it's all headed towards the mark of the beast, man. So brothers, bring out whatever y'all got.
Yeah. Working your days at the hospital. That's y'all working. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, yes. There's Habakkuk chapter 1. Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 5, it says, "Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work in your days, which ye shall not believe, so will be told you." Going to what's being told to you is prophecy. We see these things happening over and over again. These things have happened for a long time. How these things been setting up. The dollar's supposed to collapse. This talks about the dollar collapse has been decades about that. So going into what's happening now is the days coming at the world at the thief in the night. Pretty much, they're preaching to the choir. Like a broken record, we keep bringing out the same prophecies because that's what we're watching for. Going to that work the Lord's doing. It's ultimately setting this place up to be destroyed. Everything the devil's doing, is all by the Lord's hand, and that's what we're telling you people before it happens. That's why we lead Lord's prophets. That was it right there.
I'll bring one up. Revelation 19, verse 10. It says, "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy." That's what brother opened up with. Will work in your day. King David said, "It's now time for thee, O Lord, to work." All right, and right now all we have is prophecy, man. All right, we're literally living in a time like no other, where prophecy is taking place daily, man. We used to have to wait weeks, months to actually see something moving towards prophecy, but now, so many prophecies are taking place every day. You can't even keep up with all of them. So we're in a time of prophecy. We're in a time of the end where things are really moving, man. All right, this whole end of the world scenario is gaining momentum day by day, and it's not slowing down.
I have some. The book of 1 Thessalonians 5:1 down to 3. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." And the brother said it earlier. It may seem repetitive, but that's because we're in the spirit of prophecy, as the brother just read. So we're going to continue to read. We're going to continue to prophesy, because we understand the times and the seasons, and it is indeed the last days. Verse 2, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape," which is really the end prophecy of America. Right? That's really the news that we're pushing out, which is going to lead to the good news, which is the kingdom of heaven. But first, the prophecies are saying that this kingdom has to be taken down, and that's the vibration that we're pushing out there, so that through fear you can come back to the Heavenly Father's stead. Go ahead, brother.
And like brother was talking about the U.S. dollar, being devalued, this is a part of those prophecies that would be spoken of in these last days. All right, and we see it, inflation. I know what's the Kaiser report? He just did a video today. I gotta finish watching that. talking about that hyperinflation, basically along the lines of hyperinflation is being seen now. It's no longer it was talked about. Now it's actually being seen. So that's just a sign that we're getting closer to the end of this place. And real quick, let me get a quick precept and a couple words in this. This is James chapter 5, and I'm just going to start at verse 1. The point is in verse 3. It says, "Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Right? And why is that? Why are the rich? Why is the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord on James to write that down? You rich men weep and howl for your miseries. Okay? Because these people that have trusted in their money, trusted in their riches, if a brother wants to get that, it's not just going to be the U.S. dollar that's collapsing. This is a global economy. Remember, America is one of the biggest consumer nations on the planet right now. So, pursuant to Revelation 18, all the nations are going to be hurt. Okay, because once this place is through, remember back in 2006, 7, 8, and 9, America was hit with that global or the recession, but that affected the whole planet. Okay, so I say, brother, got that? Woe to them that trust in the riches or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right. So 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 17, it says, "Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches."
Right, and this is what we tell those of our nation that are making good money. Like, this is something that you really don't want to be invested in. Although you think about it in this world, when you invest is to make money, but this you don't want to invest in that, man, because it's ultimately coming to an end, and history has repeated itself. It's happened many times. Okay, once they took the value of the actual gold standard away and the silver, it was really worth nothing. Okay, go ahead, finish that off.
Yep. It says, I'll read again, 1 Timothy 6 and 17, "Charge them that are rich in this world, they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power who giveth us richly all things to enjoy."
Exactly, and that's the money that you're supposed to be working on getting, man. The spiritual riches in heaven. Okay, where moth and rust do not corrupt, because this money is corrupted itself. They have corrupted many individuals. Money is the root of all evil. Okay, it's led many people to do and commit abominations, man, and wickedness, especially of our people. But it states, going back to James 5 and 2, it says, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. And ye shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days." Okay, and real quick, I want to get that word cankered, right? Because it said your gold and your silver is cankered. So that word canker there is kateo, and it says to rust over, cover with rust. It says to rust down, corrode. So I got that etymology of that word corrode, and it says eat away, diminish, or disintegrate. And that's what's happening to the dollar, man. It's diminishing. Okay, the value of it is going down, so the cost of things it takes more dollars to buy certain products now. Okay, and that's a sign of the times that we're in. Again, we're going to keep hitting this. Soon you're not going to be able to go to work because your business isn't going to be able to stay open. Okay, if brother got Ecclesiastes chapter 12, hold that on that.
Hey, real quick. I mean, and you see how Esau setting it up. Nobody even wants to work anyway. So a lot of these places are gonna just end up having to close because they ain't got no one to work there. So either way, they either going out of business or nobody wants to work there. So
and that's the rich because now they're losing their business because they can't afford to keep it open because they have no workers.
Yeah.
This west coast of Florida, it's big on Edomites with businesses. So we already know that over here, a lot of these Edomites are going to be really hurt when businesses have to start to close down. I know one personally, a customer of mine that owns his own pizza joint, and he has to now close on Mondays. He can't be open Mondays because he doesn't have enough employees, and the cost of the foods are going up. So it's too much for him to be open every day of the week like he would want to. And like Brother Ash was just saying, it's going to get to the point because it's the Most High likes to work gradually with the heathens and the way He judges them. With us, He judges our people, quickly. And certain, and most, if you think about it as a whole nation, but the nations, the heathens, the Lord lets them go about for a while, and then He judges them. And that's what's happening now. And we're starting to see the Lord start to bring these devils down, man, because that's who really is living it up. You really look at the lifestyle of these Edomites, and they really still trying to live in a very poor condition of what they used to live in the 1920s, man. Okay, work, having their own businesses. Their parents had this company, and I'm gonna go work for them. I know I'm always gonna have money, no matter what. And now that's starting to be taken away from them. Okay.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
Real quick, on the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 24. It says, and this is Yahweh's words, "But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation." So there it is right there. Yahweh is saying, "Woe unto you that are rich, because this is your consolation, this dying kingdom. You basically you gave you're basically forfeiting your salvation for a kingdom that's basically burning down, that's sinking. It's a sinking ship." And your brother's talking about investment. That's a bad investment, man.
And like Dawud brought out a point a couple weeks back. He said you're selling the house to buy furniture, so to say. It's a bad business decision. You have more on that, though?
No, go ahead.
All right, let me finish this up in James 5, and then I got to see Dorothy. And then another brother wants the whole second Ezra chapter 65. This is James.
Would you want a second Ezra?
Second Ezra 5 or 6, where it talks about the empty storehouses. I think it's 6. It says, James 5 and 2, your riches are corrupted and your garments moth eat. Your gold and silver is cankered and so diminished. Okay? It says, against you and shall eat your flesh as they were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days, right? And you've heaped these treasures for no reason. Okay? A lot of you that have heaped up all this money, saving it up as much as you can to get you by in these last days. So a lot of people think like that. Oh, I'm saying I gotta have my safety net. Okay, they call it. These Edomites have these safety nets, so if they emergency, if they lose their job, they have enough money to last them for 3 months or so. That ain't gonna work no more.
Yeah.
Your banks ain't gonna have no money to give you because it's all gonna be digital. And if you don't got the charagma, you already know you ain't gonna have no money. Okay, like the brothers stated earlier, Esau's, basically having paid people to stay at home. Yeah. To the point where Esau's gonna cut you off, and you're gonna really want to go to him for the one of all things. I forget who it was that said this, but it was over the weekend. It might have been a video I was watching of a brother, but he mentioned Esau that they when the whole thing happened with the Crown Victoria 2019, when that first started coming out, Esau basically put out those implementations of basically taking away things from the people. You couldn't go out, you couldn't go to work unless the place allowed it, and you had you had to go away for 14 days and all this and that. And then Esau slowly started giving people back, and now he's getting ready to take it all away again. And now people have already been in that desperate mode, and they're not going to want to go through that again. So what are they going to do? They're going to want to conform to Esau just for the money, because that's what ultimately is going to lead to. That's why I say money is the root of all evil. You're going to want to get the Quran because you want that cash, you want that paper, because you're still going to have niggas that are going to want to flaunt, even in the concentration camps. You're going to have these chicks that care about nothing but money, looking pretty and nice. So they're going to get that because they want to still take a shower, use up all this makeup and all this and that. But it's not going to, Esau has deceived you. Okay? But, go ahead and get that real quick.
This is Ecclesiastes, to start from the top of Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth.
Right, and Salah, real quick, the brother brought out in, what was that you brought out in,
First 2.
I think it was already out about, about the Lord. You know, Timothy, where it says, uncertain riches, but trust in the Lord. You know, that's why I say remember the Lord in that youth, because you're going to come into a time period where that's what you're going to have to rely on. You're going to have to trust. Okay, because it's getting ready to go into well, let's just go ahead and read it.
But, while the evil days come not.
While the evil days come not. You see? And we haven't hit those evil days yet, those bad times. We coming into it. We're gonna come into Jacob's trouble here real soon. We just starting to see the what do they call it?
The build up.
Build up. Come on, there you go. There was another term I was looking for, but yeah, that's basically what it is. The prelude. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. The prelude of it, man. Okay, go ahead, Art.
It says, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh.
Right, and Ezekiel chapter 7 tells you evil and only evil is come. Okay, go ahead.
And that was the Lord get ready to judge Israel at that time period.
Right.
So Jacob's trouble coming where the Lord is going to get ready to judge Israel again. All right, and as the brother stated, man, when the Lord brings evil upon us, man, he don't play around. You know, he really gives it to us. He chastens us, as it's saying in Amos, the 3rd chapter, 1st verse, he says, you only have unknown of all the sins of the face of earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquity. All right? So it reads on, it says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
And who are the keepers of the house? These men. Okay? Y'all supposed to be protectors of the houses, right? Go ahead. It says when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Right. And grinders ceasing. What is a grinder? A grinder is someone who grind meal. Okay? So they would roll the great millstone on the meal. That was a job title. Okay, the grinder. Oh yeah, that guy. That's what he does. His family, they're the grinders. Okay, even Jake uses that term. You know, out here grinding. Okay, so it's in reference of some type of work. Okay, so read that part again about the season.
And the grinders cease because they are few.
Right, and we're seeing that right now. All up and down the streets, you go by businesses, and it's help wanted, help wanted. McDonald's paying people, giving people $50 gift cards just to go to an interview.
An iPhone.
And an iPhone, right? Yep. They'll give you a sign-on bonus if you get hired at McDonald's, and you got to meet the requirements. They give you like I forget how much money it was, $500, $600 if you work. If you stay working for a certain amount of period, after that period, they give you the money just for working. That's how bad it's getting out here, man. The grinders are ceasing because it's low. So like we've been saying, businesses starting to close. Okay, factories are starting to shut down to fewer days because they're not able to produce as much goods because of few workers. Okay.
This is Isaiah 19, 14, 15, and point 15. Isaiah 19, verse 14, it says, Yahweh has mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
Right, and every work thereof, that's your stimulus packages, man. Those stimulus packages, they say, quote unquote, is to stimulate the economy. But it's not stimulating anything because it's just making things worse. The dollar value is going down and people are staying at home more often. So what really is it doing? It's failing.
The stimulus package is nothing new, but as it's happening now, it's so frequent because that's how damaged the economy is. You know, Obama had a stimulus package, Bush had one, because the collapse of 2008. You know, the EU had one too because all the economies are attached together. But it's happening more often because again, it's time. You know,
exactly. And going to what King Solomon said, that which is that which shall be. This is nothing new. There is nothing new under the sun. Okay, we've seen this happen before. Just open up a history book and read about what happened with Rome. They had the bread and circuses. What was the bread? The bread was the government assistance, so to say, that they were handing out for the people. They were giving them bread, and not only that, they were also they started to heavily devalue the denarii, which is the currency of Rome at that time period. They started mixing it with more inferior metals. So what started to happen? The value of their money started to devalue. Same thing that is happening again today. You got the bread, which is your welfare, your unemployment, your stimulus checks, all that, and then you got your circuses. You got UFC, boxing, NBA, hockey, all these things to distract you from what's really going on,
Yeah.
which is things are failing. Yeah. The systems. This is if you think of America as a body, the organs are starting to fail, man. Okay.
And kind of if I may add to that, the circuses, they even devaluing that. They giving this shit away for free. If you do certain things according to what Esau tell you, if you just follow the guidelines, he'll give you free cruise tickets, free tickets to games. All you gotta do is take his his witches brew, and he'll allow you to get all this free benefits. For the circus shit. Get free. They're giving you free Super Bowl tickets. Free everything. Pretty much, they got a weekly raffle in some states, giving away $1 million. So they're just throwing money away, bro, and keeping the people distracted. Not knowing that this place is on the way out. That's why they're gonna have to change up the currency. And like the brother was saying earlier, it's gonna be a global currency in the sense that it's all gonna be digital. It's all gonna have to be used on the the mark of the beast, man. Which is the RFID chip. The brothers, I'll put it in the link of that video. The brother did GMS Watchman about the chip. That was a good video, brother, to check out because that's what we're living in, man. We're literally living. What our brothers was reading talk about John earlier. Well, when he wrote down in Revelation 13, bro, we're literally witnessing that. And we get to witness like the whole buildup, the whole. We literally watch this shit unroll as a movie. You see this shit on the TV now about UFOs, bro. This is literally like a movie, man. And it's about to get to like the apex scene of the movie. Which is what the time of Jacob's trouble. This is gonna be the climax of the movie, and then after that, Yahweh Shai. So. But go ahead. You had a precept.
Yeah, I had a quick precept. Mike Allah spoke on something because he said, going all the way back to Barack Obama, as far as I can remember, but I'm pretty sure prior to, but the whole stimulus package, and like the brother mentioned, goes to show you that this place is completely dying because we've had stimulus package throughout this country before, but never like this. And all that was is I'm gonna read this real quick. Jeremiah 59:1. I'm like 51:9. It says, "We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right, forsake her. Let us go everyone to his own country." And that's that all right. Throughout, they was trying to heal this place. Stimulus package after stimulus package. That's what it was called during like the Obama administration. They call it stimulus package. Now they Jake and everybody call them stimulus checks now. Because now they actually just directly just giving the shit to you now. But that was that bomb of them, trying to heal this place and prolong the days. But the scriptures say, man, his days shall not be prolonged. So the stimulus check, she will not be healed. So you can give each American a stimulus $1,400 every fucking day. You're just gonna just further the decline of this place, man. You're doing more damage than you're doing healing, man. So I just wanted to back you up on that.
Esau's not set up to heal. He wants to treat. That's what he's going to do. He's going to treat. He can't cure that because we're all in. Exactly. Yeah. So I'll finish up with Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19:14 it says, "The Lord Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and hath caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggers in his garment." You watch a drunken man, he pretty much watch and anticipate him getting the fall. That's the kingdom right now. Verse 15 it says, "Neither shall there be any."
And you make fun of him.
Yep.
You mock, they mock him, like look at him, they laugh at him. When he busts his ass, everybody go laughing at him. He's stumbling all over the place. And that's what, starting to relate. That's what we doing. Many other nations are doing the same thing in America. Looking at him as a drunken man staggering, man. Because why? Once he fall, that's it. Well, then the Moabites come up next. But everybody's watching America stagger as a drunk man in all the works in all their ways. Just here it is. You Americans waiting on so-called computer chips for your Fords and your Chevys. All right, now you got to jack the prices up more on these trash ass American cars. And the Japanese, they got the five best selling cars in America. And why you Americans still waiting on computer chips for their cars, man? So this place is staggering, and all the countries are seeing it as a beautiful precept the brother brought out in a timely manner. It's staggering, and everybody watching it, waiting on them to fall. As the scripture say, "Blessed is he that see the fall of his enemy." So we watching this drunkard America getting ready to take that fall and bust his head wide open on the damn concrete, man.
How has thou become weak as weak? Roughly paraphrasing. The economy is another way that he's becoming weak. Like, oh, now you looking at you like, oh, well now you like us now.
One gained a lot of power, and this is looking to be the next reserve, of the world.
And since you mentioned that, the U.S. dollar about in March, I believe, it became its lowest global use. It's the lowest since like the 80s or something. And we know what happened in the 80s with I believe it was Reagan. They had a recession in the 80s. Okay, so hey, again, it's a cycle for these devils, man. All right.
Yeah, I'll finish this. Isaiah 19, verse 15 says, "Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail runneth or does do."
So there's nothing that you're gonna be able to do in this country that's gonna prosper you, man. Nothing. Not your government assistance, not any job that you can have that you think, oh well, this is a good job. This is gonna. I work in the medical field, so I'm gonna be able to always have a job. No, everything's gonna close, man. Everything's gonna be shut down. Okay?
And Eve's technology is getting ready to wipe out a lot of so-called medical positions, medical professional positions. Because once he put that thing in you, he can track you.
Enhance.
Yeah, exactly. Enhance you. Make you a cyborg, and he can track your heart rate and your blood sugar. You ain't gonna need no doctor. That's why, real quick, Bubble Shot, I know you got a point. I want to make this real fast, Bubble Shot. That's why it's like, oh, don't need to come into the doctor online doctor. You know what I'm saying? So like, no need to even go into the office no more. Yeah, you work at the local doctor. Well, nobody. Yeah, like so, it's just technology just wiping all that so-called medical job security out of the way.
And they showed you that in the movie Transcendence. Remember, brother, if you watched that movie, the dude he would basically put those nanobots in the people, and then the computer would do all the healing. The guy he put the nanobots into the guy. The guy was blind. He was not able to see. The paraplegic guy that was in the wheelchair, he was able to walk. The one dude that got jumped by like 3 dudes, he was supposedly gonna die. The next day, he was lifting up a whole satellite by himself and placing it down.
Hey, that's the miracles that Esau gonna try to do with his technology. That the beast is gonna do.
You had something real quick?
Job 15 and verse 20. 20 to verse 22. Job 15 and 20. The wicked man prevaileth with sin all his days, and the number of years is hidden. A dreadful sound is in his ear, and prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. Outside of it. So ultimately, and that's why this man is pretty much, he's forward in his innocence. All right, now you see this guy, this thing, Zion Wade, whatever. Okay, pretty much open for punishment. We're also Michelle, might be a dude, Michael Obama, all right, pretty much crazy. But ultimately, this dude is going forward with his agenda, man. All right, that's ultimately what we're. He's going full flex. Okay, and ultimately it's time for and it does. Things of this man is reached the heaven. Okay, it says a dreadful sound in his ears, and prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. So he knows that the time will be outside my shop, quickly and speedily. fully approaching them because of the prophecy. If us standing upon our feet, all right, of us believing in Yahweh Shai again, they coming back to our power. He actually sees these in it. On top of that, the nations coming up against him. Everybody got missing. Okay, all right, so forth and so on, man. So he has to forward his agenda. He has to do what he has to do. He has to pretty much denounce the dollar bill, man. He has to move forward with going into another currency. So that's another impossible task that the Lord gave. Okay, all right. If you have an impossible task that never seen it but him out. Okay, when Nebuchadnezzar seen why he felt, he's seen himself. He's seen all the kingdoms fall. He was bugged out. What do you mean? He's basically man gonna come up in it. That's why the Lord is gonna have to get rid of you devils, man. Verse 21 again, a dreadful sound is in his ears, and that dreadful sound is you going into captivity. No, because that's what the devil don't want to accept. That's that tab that you have to pay for, being judged. Going into captivity, being under the so-called Negro Latino American Indian man who you slave. Okay?
I think the preacher they don't understand. The wicked doesn't understand judgment. You know, they don't. Esau, all these things are being orchestrated by the Heavenly Father to put it on Esau to commit all these things to happen because it's the will of the Lord. But the rest of these other people that are beneath the elites, they don't understand why these things are happening, and the elites themselves are even trying to figure out like, damn, why can't we escape this? Like, why does this have to keep happening? Like for the same. And it's gonna come. That's that dreadful sound, which is that judgment. They don't understand it. They don't understand why, but ultimately it's because it's the will of the Heavenly Father that you've chosen to be that wicked seed.
Verse 22, he believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waiting for of this morning. So you believe that you're not going to return out of that darkness. See? So far, they don't even actually believe that, man, look, I'm going to go this chip, I'm going to push this agenda, and ain't nobody going to stop me. I'm going to record all that. But ultimately, according to prophecy, you're going to. But guess what? You're waiting for the morning. So destruction is waiting.
How you have something?
Yeah, I got a quick one real quick. Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 3, it says, the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Like your brothers was going into as far as Esau pretty much being caught in his downward spiral. He's trying any and everything that he can do to try to get up out of these things. It's just like you see some of those movies where those fighter pilots, and they start crashing and they try this and they try that, flipping this lever and that lever as they're going down, trying to get up out of that downward spiral. But this is what Esau's trying to do, like the brothers going into these stimulus packages, like the brothers was saying, I can remember as far back as from Bush all the way up till now with the stimulus packages. But in between that, they had these things called QE1, QE2, which is called quantitative easing. They didn't got all the way to QE4, and then it's all automatically in quantitative infinity, basically, But you also have this what they call universal basic income, which is trying to push off into this new world order system as far as you getting at their money on the chip. But all Esau is doing, with his witchcraft is it's actually starting to fall apart, man, bringing him to the king of terrors, because he don't realize once he pushed that mark of the beast, all right, that's gonna be it for him. All right, but like the brothers was going into, it's closing down these jobs and things like that. All right, trying to open things back up. But then you have these so-called stimulus packages, where and a lot of these businesses can't open. Well, these businesses aren't paying people that much money. I seen I saw the other day at Dunkin' Donuts now hiring $15 an hour. Like, well, or $10. I think it was like $10 an hour. And I was like, well, I mean, I remember making $10 an hour when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? You get part-time hours. It's not full-time. Even if it was full-time, you bring it home $400 a week before taxes, right? Then you're going to pay out your taxes. Like, well, you making more money than that off the government, which, see, these things is just drawing him further and further, to divide him apart, man. So this so-called witchcraft that he's trying to stir up, all right, is doing really nothing for him. If I can bring out one more precept real quick, to go with that, this is Second Ezra 16 and verse 21 and 22. It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves in good case." All right, and so when you think about that, it's like, well, if everything is cheap, we are in a good. Everything is good, you know. But it says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves in good case." So they're getting this stimulus money. You know, they getting these little paychecks, and so the majority of Jake right now is so called balling out, thinking everything is all good. You know, but the brothers was going into the strong men bowing themselves and things like that, the keepers of the house, the people that actually is in the know-how what's really going on, these financial people, they know that this is doing nothing but destroying the economy, man. You know, like the brothers was going into for these small business owners. It's like, look, man, I can't afford to pay. Like, we don't make that kind of money to afford to pay these, like McDonald's. They don't make that kind of money. They might, but they don't make that kind of money where they can pay just their regular employee $25 an hour, man. All right, so you know, if those same people can make the amount of money off of sitting at home in the government, it's going to cause these businesses to stay closed. Not the McDonald's, but your little mom and pops shops here and there. All right, but it's getting these people used to this here. How do I say cheap money? So let me continue on. It says, Second Ezra 16 and 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves in a good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth. All right, and that's what you have going on right now. You know, the noose is getting tightening around their neck. It says sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish from of famine, and the other that shall escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So, hey, going into these things, man, you know, right now they're giving out this stimulus package, stimulus money. But what, you know, 2/3 of our people don't realize is this is just destroying your job. They're giving you a temporary band-aid, like a payday advance until you can get a job. But you getting all caught up into these payday advances, you don't realize that your hope for having a job is going out the window, man. All right. And now it's just like, you know, they're not just giving you something temporary. You're now becoming dependent upon them, man. All right. You brothers got it.
And real quick, we can get back into Ecclesiastes. But you saw the cyber attack on the major meat what's it called, meat plant, for lack of a better term. And who it was, dude by the name of Klaus Schwab.
Schwab.
Schwab, yeah, executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. He been told you that these things are gonna happen. That's why you're gonna see these cyber attacks. It's gonna be normal. You're gonna be used to these. It's gonna always be one, always be one. And he warned you of those things, man. What I was gonna show you is all these done by design, and he's warning of like a major like global, all right, cyber attack just to cripple pretty much the power grid. You know, just to pretty much f everything up. So you know, if something like that happens, that's it. That's it for America. All right, and we what now? That's two of them. The gas pipeline, and then now this major meat plant. All right, so it's just they just gonna keep coming, man, back to back, back to back. But hey, you know, as long as you still got your circuses, your bread and services, you good. Your stimulus checks and your entertainment, you know, y'all all right. You know, that's not an issue to y'all. You know. Well, back to Ecclesiastes 12, uh, verse 3 again. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors be shut in the street, when the sound of the grinding is low. And another thing that's gonna, you know, bring more of these job losses is pretty much taking all manufacturing overseas. Elon, Elon Musk, man, he took all his shit across to China, man. All right, so you got all these companies seeing that America is through, seeing that America is finished. That's why when you, as we always reiterate, you know, working for Uber at one point in time, every time I call somebody in the Philippines, man, all right, so all your manufacturing is being taken overseas, man. Your products are being built in Mexico and stuff. You know, so the grinding is ceasing, man. You know, this place is finished. You know,
Hey, hey, real quick, if I can speak on that, what you were saying about that, these jobs going overseas and everything. That's one of the major things that Donald Trump campaigned on, making America great again. That was the whole thing, because prior to that, years before that, I remember when I was a young kid, you know, most men worked at these factory jobs, man. They worked in some kind of warehouse factory and things like that. But now the fact that you have all these products and everything so cheap that you can go out and buy them very cheaply is because there's everything is made in China, Mexico, the Philippines, and so on and so forth. So, and this is all a trap. You know, Donald Trump talking about some making America great again by bringing the jobs back. Well, if you bring the jobs back, let's say for instance, for those iPhones, you know, those iPhones, they only cost about $2 or $3 for them to make over in China, right? And then you paying $1,000 for an iPhone. But then here in America, you got these people that want these jobs back, they want to get paid at bare minimum $15 an hour, or let's say $20 an hour to make this iPhone that's being produced for $2. Just imagine what this iPhone is going to cost you Americans if you Americans make the iPhone, man. All right, you think it's bad at $1,000 now? It's going to be $20,000, man. So you're stuck between a rock and a hard spot. You want the jobs back, but if you bring the jobs back, the cost of everything is going to go up around you, because they're normally producing it at a very cheaper rate than what you Americans are willing to accept, man. All right, and if you're not willing to accept to go back to your McDonald's and Taco Bell jobs now because you can make more money off the government, that ain't nowhere near no $20 an hour, man. So this place is through, man. Well, go ahead, brother.
Let's do it real quick. You know, it's been happening, man. We have people that been exited America years ago, you know, but now that it's reaching the forefront, if you will, now people are taking it serious. But it's always been happening. People, billionaires, been already taxed. Okay, and now all the way down to your local corporation, right? Like at my job here, it was once a dust control, right? But now it's, they've been sold out. Gave it over to Clarion Swap because they already see the economic collapse. And this was all. You know, I remember this when I was in high school in the 12th grade in my economic class. He was showing the depth chart. So people already knew. It's just now it's being a topic. Why? This is Habakkuk 2 and 3, about verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that read it. And the elect ran. We running with the truth. Why? Because the vision is plain upon the table. See? Verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. But at the end it shall speak. And that's the time that we're living in. The Lord said that what at the end it will be manifest. In the book of 2 Esdras, the 9th chapter. How it would be manifest, being made clear by the way of these signs taking place, man. Economic collapse. Okay? Earthquakes in diverse places. The same things that our Lord and our Savior, Messiah Yahushua said, man, that take place. These are all things that are taking place, man. You see? It says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay? So at the end it will speak, man. And it's not lying, man. The things that we're telling you, we're not lying. You can Google what we're telling you, man. You can Google the earthquake. You can Google the famine, the food shortage. You can Google the maxing out, man. Okay? You can Google the people getting the thing, because we can't say the N word no more. Okay? So you can Google people actually having these things implanted in them, man. Okay? Now ultimately it's going to be on a high level. So bringing it all back full course, you have no excuse. Okay? All right? The economic collapse that's coming is biblical. The destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, is biblical, man. Okay? Right? And this is Yahushua Mashiach making their second return is biblical, man. And that's something you people have to deal with in that time, man. Okay? There's too much fucking playing around out here, man. You people playing too much, man. The Lord is not playing. All these things happen across the four corners of the earth. You still think it's time to be out here playing around, man. So that's why when that destruction comes, bro, we're not gonna be on the scene, bro. Okay?
You ain't gonna see prophets out here.
God.
I mean, the word's gonna come. You ain't gonna see no prophets out here. Now it's time for the Lord to let loose those winds on y'all. And the Lord, the scriptures talk about a man being covered from the wind. You know, the Lord is gonna be that to us because we're looking for His women. We're His bride. He's gonna be that to us, man.
You know? That's it. You got more on that? That's it. Get back on the point. Yeah. Like I talked there earlier. All right. Just the book of Isaiah 24, verse 9, get to the point. Sorry, verse 10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Right? This is what we're going into. Brothers showing you and telling you that Babylon the Great, this place is falling right before your eyes. Actually, like living through the prophecy of this place going down. See, the thing that the Lord has given unto us, all right, he's showing that this place is going down. All right, so through the scriptures, it said that the city of confusion is broken, it's broken down. See it? All right, we see what the inflation rise, we see what they went to the cyber attacks. So this is the Lord showing us that, like the brothers say, that this is the Lord's second coming. He's coming. All right, so all these things have to play a part, all right, for this place to come down. Verse 11, it says, there is a crying for wine in the street. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So right now we're getting ready to experience that on a higher level. Or we're getting ready to see these people cry, these people mourn, these people being straight spirit. All right, because they're living in an alternate reality. They don't see the things that's getting ready to come because they live in some fantasy, basically some fantasy land in their own mind.
You just said it. All right. Mirth is gold. Right. You know, as in the days of Noah, that mirth, bro, that mirth is gold, bro. That mirth is out there, bro. When the Lord come back, bro, ain't gonna be no time with bullshit, bro. That's why Luke, Luke the 17th chapter, it speaks about as in the days of Noah. All that murder, you getting ready to experience a great series of hardships, man. You see?
And part of that mirth is through the money. That's what you got to pay to play here in America. You know, you got to pay to play, and you already pay the price. But for you to be able to be in that spirit of mirth, you have to have that moolah, man. You want to go to these concerts, you want to throw this, you want to throw that. You got to buy them bottles, you got to buy all that shit. Lord's gonna quickly take that. That's spiritual. If you think about when how shy crashed the market, so to say, you know, one of the things he threw down was the money changer. And that's pretty much the people that exchange the money. You know, so he's gonna destroy the banking system. That's how this whole nation moves by that love of money. So back in verse 11, it says, there is a crying for wine in the streets, all joy is darkened, the birth of the land is gone. Right? So hey, this place is through. Right, all joy, all basically crying for wine in the street, all joy is darkened. All right, so all that understanding as well. All right, all that's going to be darkened. All right, you're not going to be able to see anything. Confusion out here. All right, with all the rest of these people out here, you're all going to be confused. You're not going to be able to see that the Lord is basically bringing this place down. It's going to be too late.
All right. Real quick, Isaiah 14, straight to the point, verse 11, speaking of concerning Babylon, it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy viol.
Go to that word pomp, it means pride.
Thy pomp, thy pride, you know, it's brought down to the grave. It's different. Not too many people are proud to be American. I'm seeing signs now like, you know, Biden, man, is beautiful. With the shit, how he, you know, they use him to destroy this place, because now I'm seeing signs in my neighborhood where it's like, I voted for Trump, don't blame me. You know? So man, bro, like pride. So they ain't proud to be American. You got a country, yeah, you got states want to succeed. You know, want to succeed from America, man. So it ain't no problem being American no more, man. You know,
Hey, they were on talking on CNN talking about that they might throw a coup to get Trump back in the office.
Oh, yeah, you sent that thing, yeah. You can rile up Americans.
Yeah, this place is divided, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. So, hey, the brotherhood of Edom is done. They've been separated, and the brotherhood of Yasharahla and Israel is coming together, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and as they pomp is being brought down, or we're being brought up. You know, it says, and the noise of thy viol. The worm, this is the point I want to get to. The worm is spread underneath. And as we always break it down, when you go into worms, you think about a dead body, you think something decaying. You know, that's where you're gonna find worms at and maggots, man. Something rotten, something spoiled, something decaying. So that worm is spread under thee, man. You know, how about you know how shy is sent that worm to is done. You know, from the infrastructure, you want to, you know, going back to the comparison of America and Rome, the infrastructure of America, and this was years ago, I don't even know what it is now. It was a D minus. You know, the roads are all fucked up, the bridges. All right, so this place is decaying, man. All right, the glory. You know how at one point in time, you know, proud to be American, strong men, muscle bound men. You know, now it's just, you know, effeminate men wearing dresses. So this place is decaying, man. The worm is spread under thee. It says the worms cover thee. So this place is spoiled, man. It's finished, you know, and we're just waiting for this place to be physically hit with the missiles, man. All right, but the worm is spread under thee and it cover you. So it goes to show you America is dying, man. It's dead. This is the land of the dead, man. You know.
And that's part of our hope. Like our faith, right? That this all these things are a part of our faith. Because our faith is mainly our faith and hope is mainly on salvation, but our faith and hope is also to see the downfall of our enemies. No greater joy has a man than to see that. So that's a part of it. These guys think right that we waiting for this place to be destroyed, and we want to see it, like brothers mentioned earlier. We want to witness this place fall down, little by little. Like the scripture says, many men have desired to see the things that thou hast seen. Okay, roughly paraphrase. That's what we hoping for, man. And through the Spirit, we've been waiting for this since the beginning. If we be those men, okay. So this is something that's been burning inside of us. Okay, a desire that's been burning to see this place crumble, man. And I'm not just talking about since we came into the truth. I'm talking about in our spirit from the beginning of the earth, man, from the creation.
I got some. You talking about the worm? You know, we know the story going to Herod. It's Acts chapter 12. Yep. Acts chapter 12, verse 21. It says, "And upon a set day, Herod Antipas, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne, made an oration unto him. And the people gave a shout, saying, It is the voice of a God and not of a man." Verse 23 says, "And immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not the Most High the glory. He was eaten of worms and gave up the ghost." You have the spirit. You know, so you think about, you know, pretty much the God is going to, like, you know, when worms start moving around your body, you might not notice it right away, but it's a period of time of the corrosion, then we can just burst through. So imagine that scene, you know, when Aaron was all dressed, royal, feeling good about himself, people saying, "Oh man, he worshipping so white man," you know, and then, well, you know what angels say, "All right, man, fuck you." And then he the worms burst through and he found over there. We read about Josephus talking about how bad he smelled. That nigga was stinking. You know, that's a weird place.
Thing has reached the nostrils of the Lord.
So you gotta burn it. That's what you do with bodies, decaying bodies. That's because you know bodies let off fumes, man, poisonous fumes, man. They sit there for a long, you know, that stomach blowed up. That's why they got you know, what they call it when they take all the organs out.
Embalm.
Embalm, yeah, that's why they
Embalm,
embalm,
yeah.
Because you know, you got to get all that shit up out of there, take all the organs out, and embalm the person because them dead bodies, man. You know, so now what? In those times, you see in the movies, they just burn the bodies. They just burn them. So now it's time for this place to be burned up, man, because it's decaying. It's finished. You know?
Job 21 and verse 19. The point is verse 20. Job 21 and 19. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth them, and he shall know it. So going back again, he's going to know the judgment that the Lord is going to bring, especially these elite. They don't know the judgment that Yahweh Hashem trying to bring. Why? Because the Lord himself is going to be in us to get them out of them bunkers. So he gonna know. You gonna know the spirit. You gonna know the majesty of Yahweh Hashem. See? Verse 20. His eyes shall see his destruction. He shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure hath he in the house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? So the number of your months is getting cut off. See? So there is no pleasure. That's why the scripture says that the wicked surveillance is king all his days. The reason why is because the Esau, so Kwame knows that there is no, he knows that there is no justification for his wickedness. That's why the Lord is making inconsistent. You know?
Hey, real quick to back you up, because you said that what was it about his month?
Want to read again?
Yeah, just that.
Job 21 and verse 21. For what pleasure have he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst?
Yeah, when the number of his months shall be cut off in the midst. Yahweh said that for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And real quick, Revelation 9. We'll get that first then. Then I got this one for you.
It's Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. It says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Those days are going to be, those days are going to move by quick. Your numbers are going to be cut down, okay, and real quick, because you have a very specific day, but that day is going to come like that. This is Revelation 9 and verse 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of men. That third part of men is Esau, man. So you have a select hour in which you're going to go down. And that's even being cut short because the Lord Most High is speeding these things up for you, man. Well, for the elect, but for you to get your reward, man, which is the judgment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's righteous, man. You wanted it. You put in the money into the machine, and what you think was going to come out? You ordered Dr. Pepper, you got Coke? No, man, you're going to get Dr. Pepper. You're going to get that cup of the Lord's wrath. Okay? And it starts by these plagues that the Lord is sending. Okay? Your money being destructured is a part of the Lord's plagues, man. This isn't of coincidence. This isn't just a thing of repetition that just so happens to happen in Esau's economies, man. This is of the Lord. Okay, like the apostle, I think it was Apostle Brownline was talking about this. When your car breaks down, that was the Lord who broke your car down. And look at those apostles' car. Nothing happens without the Lord saying so, man.
But I kind of got some real quick. Luke chapter 10 and verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. All right. So once again, this is why Yahweh did not sell out, man. Okay, because he already foreseen your kingdom going down this pipe. You know, he already seen this place being destroyed. So that's why he said, "Get behind me, Satan. Thou desirest not to do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai." Okay. So once again, once this place is destroyed, okay, then you're gonna know why we were so fervent in the spirit, man. You see? Because we want what? We want to be a part of that number. Then Luke chapter 10, verse 18, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Right, so this place is done, man. Falling from heaven, bro, it's lightning, bro. When we see lightning, it's a flash, bro. So how fast how was I seeing that in that time?
Yeah, because you think of what says Peter said, one day unto the Lord, 2,000 years unto us. So you think about a lightning strike, how quick that is. You know, compared to the morning lightning, that's a very short amount of time this devil's been bullshit. Really like a lightning strike.
And that's why the scriptures say be more fervent in the spirit, bro. Because you gotta actually see these things already being done. That's why the scriptures say the harvest is plenty, but the labors is few. Because not everybody wanted to pick up this flower, man, and to endure with hardness, man, and to actually prophesy the things that are actually taking place. Okay, with coming to the point of our Lord and our Savior, Yahweh returning. All these things that we're talking about, us doing this whole live feed, okay, going into the dollar collapsing, okay, and the new this is all prophecy, man. But this is why the Lord Yahweh Shai desire man to be fervent on spirit, fervent in the spirit. See, this man's kingdom is done. All we got to do is the work. The Lord getting ready to say, cast not away them for your confidence, man. For with it is a great reward, man. We got a reward coming with this work that we're doing, man. In sincerity and in truth for the whole nation. Okay? Just want to say that. I got all that.
Yeah. We can close out on that.
Water. Sirach, Ecclesiastes 11:26, there's 2 verses. It says, for it is an easy thing unto the Lord in the day of death to reward a man according to his ways. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. And the scripture say, exactly. The scripture say, in 1 hour shall such great judgment come upon his life, such great riches come not. So it says, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. So that's how America is going to be forgotten. All right, all the pleasures and all the wickedness you people indulge in this place, man. At 1 hour, you're going to forget all that pleasure, because as the previous verse said, it said, for it's the easy thing unto the Lord in a day of death to reward a man according to his ways. So all you over here are going to be judged, all right, according to your ways, all right, because death is at the doors, man. All right, mass death is at the doors. It says, last verse, read again, says, the affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end his deeds shall be discovered. You know, so the deeds of America are being discovered. The deeds and the sins of starting with 2/3 of our people is being discovered. All right, so everybody's deed, all right, is being discovered in the sight of Yahweh Shai. That's why he has his men out here judging you people with the word, man. All right, that's all.
But when it comes, I mean, that's good. In the 33rd chapter, so that when the judgment comes, okay, all right, you're going to know that a prophet was among you. You're going to know that your father, your cousin, your uncle, okay, your brother, okay, your co-worker, all right, your manager, or whatever we were, in his lifetime, that we were those prophets, and we were those men speaking these last days to be standing in our life. Okay, but ultimately prophesied that they're going to destruction of Babylon the Great, so that when they come, you're going to know I was not exempt. And that's why the scriptures speak about the gospel shall be preached across the four corners of the earth, man. They know that the end is coming, the end is here, there's no excuse. So either you're a part of the elect or you're not a part of the elect. Okay, but at the end of the day, we believe we're a part of the elect. So we're going to keep doing this work. We're going to keep watching. Because the scriptures say, blessed is the seed that when I come, I'll find so doing. Okay? So we're going to hold fast to that which we have. Okay? The elect is not going to let no man take their crown. You know?
And brothers, close out.
Okay, so that, we want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh. Go on to the elders, apostles of great millstone, much blessing and citation of doctrine around the four corners of the earth, who are diligently pushing out this truth, and the truth is the spirit. So let's come say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.